All right, welcome to the webinar today, and it's actually a makeup webinar. It's the 10th of November 2011, and we're going to do Google presentations and forms today. And so a couple things that we'll cover today is, again, just a quick overview of Google Docs, and then we'll run into Google presentations. They have in the near or recent past here have updated, so we need to change a setting. You also need to check make sure your system is compatible, as it doesn't work the greatest in Internet Explorer, so we'll talk about that. And then similarities to Google Docs and Microsoft PowerPoint. I'll show you how to create and share and collaborate, and then we'll get into Google Forms. Take note of my email here, braymo@mnrved.k12.mn.us if you have any questions. Alright, the first thing that we're going to do here is get into our documents. So you're in your email, and then you just go to Documents up on top. And again, this is your Google Docs. Okay? And so what you have here, obviously if you use it a lot, you have a lot of stuff here. If you don't use it a lot, you have barely anything. And so the first thing that you need to do is we need to change our settings. And so you go to the box up in the gear up in the right hand corner, and you just click on that and go to Document Settings. And under Document Settings, what you have is the Editing tool, or the Editing button. Click on that, and where it says New Version of Google Presentations, just make sure that box is clicked. It's probably not if you have not clicked it, so make sure it has a check mark in it, and then hit Save. And that'll bring you back to your Docs view, which all you need to do to create a presentation is go to Create over on the left hand side and create presentation. Now if you don't see this, your system might not be compatible, and so what you need to do is go to Google and just Google Presentation System Compatibility, and it'll be the first one, and then it'll tell you Google Docs supports the 2 latest versions of the following browsers: Google Chrome, Firefox, Safari, Internet Explorer. And so if your browsers are not up to date, and you can tell by what you're using, just look in the upper left hand corner. You'll either see an E for Internet Explorer, or if you're using Firefox, or if you're using Chrome, you probably know it. The browsers that work best for Google Docs are Google Chrome and Firefox. And so if you don't have those, you need to go get them, and the easiest way to go get them is to just go to Google and Google Chrome, and then you can download Google Chrome for free, or just go to Google and Google Firefox and click on that. It's also a free download, and you can use those, but those 2 browsers are probably the best for using Google Docs. Back to our presentation editor, what will come up here now once I hit Create New Presentation is themes. And so we're just going to do the paper plane theme and click OK. And then up will come your presentation. So if you look at it, very similar to number 1, Google Docs, your documents. Things are laid out relatively in the same spot. And very similar to Microsoft PowerPoint, just with the way the editor looks. Now if you run through the menu up here, or let's first change the title. So it says Untitled Presentation, just like in Google Docs. All you do is click on it, and then it'll say rename this document. So we can rename it Webinar Presentation Trial. Now I've renamed that document. Good to go. Alright, now we go to File. We run through here. There's the Share, the New, Open. If you want to rename it, you can rename it there. make a copy is the Google's way of save as in Microsoft. Importing slides, we'll go through that a little bit later. You can also see revision history. And so as it saves automatically, it'll show you what has been done. Nothing's been done to this document, so you're not going to see it. You can also download it as these different files. So if I want to download it as a PowerPoint and work on it in PowerPoint, I can do that. You can download it as a PDF file and send it out. You can download it as an image. Publishing to the web, we'll show you that a little bit later as well. And you can print. Edit, pretty self-explanatory, cut, copy, paste. The view, if you want to view animations, we'll get into that. That's relatively new in Google Presentations. You want to make it bigger, zoom in, zoom out. You can snap to grid lines or guides, whichever one you prefer. And then just how you want to view your presentation as you're working on it. Inserting text boxes, this is where you're going to insert things, obviously. Slides, if you want to create new slides, duplicate, delete, change background, layout, change the theme. You can do transitions, go to the next slide, all that stuff is there. Formatting is your typical bold, italic, underline, which is all basically your formatting you'll see in the toolbar. Arrange, if you want to put things in front, behind, you want to group things just like as you would in Microsoft. You want to insert a table, and then there's a help menu. So if I want to, let's title this. Okay. So there's my title slide. Now if I want to create new slides, what I do is if I hit the plus button, it'll automatically bring up the title and then text box. There's different ones, there's different layouts that you can do. You can do a title and a body, which is what this is. You can do it 2 columns, just a title only, put your own text box in or put your own picture in. You can do a caption one or just a blank regular one too. So we'll just make a couple slides here so you can see transitions. This is slide 2, slide 3, slide 4. Okay. Now if I want to insert an image, the Google Presentations makes it relatively easy. You can do it 2 ways. You can go to the Insert, Image, or if you notice the same icon is right here in the toolbar. So if I've clicked on my text box, here is my image. And you can do a couple things. You can go to the web, find a URL. You can also upload your own image if you have something saved on your computer. Or you can just do a quick Google image search straight from here. So we're going to do Minnesota Twins. And I'm going to take this and just hit select. And now this picture becomes, I can resize it, and it's part of the presentation. If I don't want it, I just click on it, hit the backspace, delete button, there it goes. I can also insert videos. And so what I'm going to do here is go to Insert, Video, and I can just do a YouTube search for Minnesota Twins. And I can select this video. I can see it's 4 minutes long. Hit select, and in comes my video. We can resize it. You can see the grid there, the guidelines that will help me. Just center it. There it is. Okay. So now if I go to Start Presentation, I want to see this slide, which is slide number 2. Here's my video. I just hit play now, and it'll load. Okay, so an easy way to insert videos into your presentations. You can also add animations, or transitions. So what I've done, I'm going to do transitions, which is transition from one slide to the next, just like in PowerPoint. I'm going to right click on my slide over here and just go to change transition. And as you'll see here, there's not a lot of them there. It's relatively new. I expect that maybe this list will grow. But we'll do cube. Play it and see what it looks like. Okay, it looks good. And I'm going to apply it to all the slides. And so now when I start my presentation and I go from one slide to the next, it goes from one slide to the next, just like that is in transitions. Now if I want to add an animation, if you notice I never did click off this box, and when I click on this text box it goes straight to animations. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put in some text here. Okay. And what I'm going to do is add animation, and what I want it to do, I'm going to have it fly in. And so as we watch this, you'll see that they will all come in at once. It's going to go to the previous slide. And for some reason that added it there. Let's go to start presentation here. And so it all comes in as once. It was kind of choppy there. But it'll all come in as once. Now if I want it to come in individually, what I need to go to is by paragraph. Just click on that. Now each one of these lines will come in individually. And so when I go to start presentation, and we go to slide number 3 where this information is, and so in will come my name. The computer's acting a little choppy here, but you can see they'll all come in on as I click my mouse. And so that's animations and transitions. Kind of a new thing in Google Docs. Now the cool thing about Google Docs, and the one thing that they pride themselves on, is being able to collaborate. And so if I want somebody else or a group of people who are working on the same presentation, what I'm going to do is one person will create the master one and then just hit share. And then below here is where you'll type in their email addresses. Oops. And so we'll type in Mary, and she can edit it, and we'll share and save. And now you can see there's Mary's name. She can edit this document, and then we'll hit done. Okay, and so now if she were to be working on this at the same time as me, you'll see she'll come in up here in the upper right hand corner. It'll say one other person is editing, and then we'll be able to see where she edits. And now you can also see that this document, if I just roll my mouse over it, is private to me and one more person. So I've only granted her permission to access this. Now, if I want other people to access it without having to send them an email, all I have to do is make this public. So as you can see up here, it says private. We're going to change that to public on the web. Okay. If you want people to edit this, you're going to go to allow anyone to edit. If you just want people to view it, you're just going to leave that blank, and then you're going to hit save. And now they'll give you a link, so all you do is you copy this link and you can send this link in an email. Alright, so we'll just hit done. And now as you can see, we have shared it, and the lock is no longer gone. It's actually a globe, public on the web. And so as you can see now, public on the web, Mary and I are editing, have editing rights, and we're good to go. Now you also can, and so here's Mary. As you can see, Mary now has jumped into the document. And so we'll see once she clicks on a box, we'll be able to see her edit. And so that's Google Presentation. What you want to do too, you can also import slides. And so let's say I want to import a slide from, I'm going to upload a PowerPoint that I have on my desktop. So I just went to Browse, I found it, hit Upload, and here it'll upload. And now I can click on these boxes, as here's this presentation, and then import slides. So I want those 4 to come in. I hit Import, and in will come these slides where my cursor was. So if I want to move them around, I can now move them around any way I want. I can also, if I want to, be able to embed this into a website. I go to File, Publish to the Web. I just start publishing, click OK, and now here is your link, just like you did when you shared it, or you have your embedded code, which in your HTML of your website, if you want to change the size, you'll do that first. Copy, and then go paste this HTML into your website. And that's Google Presentations. If you have any questions, you can always, again, email me at braymo@mnrved.k12.mn.us. But we still have Google Forms to run through real quick, and so we'll do that too. Alright, so Google Forms. If I want to, what it is basically if you're in a survey, you can create quizzes. What you do is you go to Create Form, and up will pop your form editor. So this is the webinar form. Okay. Now you can see it's going to start with 2 sample questions. So here's sample question 1, and we're just going to say this is your name, and it's going to be a text box, and we're going to make that required and hit done. Now if you notice, as I roll my mouse over, I have an edit, a duplicate, and a trash. Okay, we're going to edit sample question number 2. We're going to make this a choose from a list, and we'll hit done. So now you can see that you can choose from a list. Now if I want to add an item, I can add a text question, a paragraph text question, multiple choice, check boxes. I can choose from a list. I can add a scale question or a grid question. And so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to add a multiple choice question asking, how are you today? If you can use your tab, you can tab through. And then we'll just hit done. And there you can see your multiple choice question. Add another item. We're going to add a scale and say kind of the same type of question. 1 being bad, 5 being great. And there you can see the scale question. Now if you want to add multiple pages to this form, all you do is you go to add an item, add a page break, and so this will be page number 2. And so you can see now here's page number 2. I can add an item, and what we're going to add here, we'll add, show you a checkbox. Okay, and so you get the picture, and we'll hit done. And so now here's a checkbox question. Add another item here. Let's add a paragraph text. Okay, and then hit done. And there's your paragraph text. You can also add headers. So we'll add a section header. So you get the picture there, and we hit done. Now if I want to change my theme, I just go to theme up in the top there, and then you have different themes. You also have pages here, more pages of themes, so we'll hit next. This one looks like a good theme, and so here's what my form looks like now. So then we hit apply, and then if I want to, let's say I want to send this out to somebody to complete, what I do is I usually just close out of it, go back to my Google Docs, and there you'll see webinar form trial. That's what we just worked on. I click on that, and what you see here now is a spreadsheet of your answers. I just go to form, I go to live form, and I just click on the URL. I copy that URL, I paste it into an email, send it to whoever I need. You can also embed it into a website, and so if you do that, you just click go back to form, embed form and web page, and it'll give you this address. You copy it, paste it to where you need to go. Okay? And so as I've gone to the live form here, I'll just fill this one out real quick. Okay. Doing great today. On a 5. Now you'll notice that it'll say continue. There's more questions here. It does not say submit. And so when we hit continue, it'll bring me to page number 2. And so I like them all. And you can see what a section header looks like. Yes, it is. And now when I hit submit, you'll notice as the person who has control of this document can now see all those answers. Okay? And you can filter those answers just as you would in Excel. You can put them into a chart, table, all that stuff. Okay? So it's a way for your students to take quizzes, do surveys, survey staff, do whatever you need to do. You can also edit it. You can send the form just by clicking send form. Put the addresses in there, hit send, and away you go. So kind of a neat way to do that as well. So if you have any questions about Google Forms, you can email me again at braymo@mnrved.k12.mn.us. And note that there is no webinar on the 21st of November, as I will be gone. But we will pick up again on the 28th with personal learning networks, talking about Digo and Twitter. And then we'll resume with the 2-week schedule on the 5th of December, and then again on the 19th of December, right before Christmas break, and then resume after the first of the year. And so thanks for tuning in today to the Google Presentations and Forms webinar. And as always, if you have any questions or suggestions, you can always email me at braymo@mnrved.k12.mn.us, or you can give us a call here at the Merved at 320-269-9297. So thanks, and we'll